1. She's not helping you to accomplish your life's purpose. Every man should have a purpose in life. Every man should be striving to solve a problem in the world, to bring value to others, and to leave a lasting dent in the universe. This is how a man creates a legacy and becomes a high-value man. But here's the thing. Your choice of dating partner has a drastic effect on the pursuit of your life's purpose every day, and staying with a woman who isn't contributing to this will hurt your ability to live an effective life on a day-to-day basis. For example, I used to date a woman who would wake up and start arguments with me almost every morning. That relationship ended very quickly because I needed my mornings to be conflict-free so that I could focus on my work and make progress. I couldn't afford to have her in my life anymore. She caused too many arguments, too much drama, and too much damage. She was literally holding me back in life. And at that point, I had a responsibility to myself and my life's purpose to walk away. 2. You aren't happy. The first and one of the most telling signs you should break up with your girlfriend is simple. You aren't happy inside of the relationship. I know this sounds obvious and almost self-evident, but I've seen countless men stay in toxic relationships for years because they weren't willing to face the facts of their relationship. When there aren't any specific problems with your relationship, when there's no flagrant abuse, manipulation, infidelity, or disrespect, it can be easy to stay in a toxic relationship that doesn't serve you simply because it's not that bad. It's easy to BS yourself and believe the lie that it's just a phase or I'll be happy as soon as. But you know as well as I do that as soon as never comes. Sure, even the healthiest couples still fight and argue from time to time. It's normal to have periods where one or both of you is struggling, emotionally drained, and unable to show up fully in the relationship as the person you need to be. However, these couples still enjoy spending time together. There are bouts of unhappiness, but the overarching tone of the relationship is still one of happiness, love, and contentment. So if you're wondering, is it really over? The first step is to take an honest look at your emotional state. Are you happier in your relationship more often than you're unhappy? If the answer is no, you don't need any other reasons to break up. Your emotional and mental health and overall well-being must always come first. And there's no shame in dumping your girlfriend for the sake of your own happiness. You don't owe love or commitment to another human simply because they love and are committed to you. If you know that you aren't happy in your current relationship, ask yourself 2 questions. Am I unhappy because of my partner or because of the way I am showing up in my relationship? Is my unhappiness something that could be solved with a specific behavioral change? For example, if she supports you more, stops abusing substances, exercises more, has sex with you more frequently, etc. By answering these 2 questions, you'll gain greater clarity on the exact causes of your unhappiness and, more importantly, whether the best solution is to end the relationship. 3. Jealousy. Jealousy is a big issue, and we see this coming up in a lot of relationships. If you're dating someone who's really jealous and it's unreasonable, that's a huge red flag. You want to cut and run. Jealousy is about insecurity. And while most people are insecure, to a degree, there's a point at which insecurity becomes toxic. For example, when someone searches for constant proof that you're loyal when the other person seems to need constant proof, that belies a deeper mistrust. This is especially disconcerting if both parties have been faithful, but even if one has cheated, the inability to reestablish trust points to a relationship's demise. Infidelity doesn't have to be a deal breaker, but often constant mistrust, if your gut feelings are always questioning what's going on. Sometimes your gut is telling you what's really going on. It's important, if admittedly near impossible at times, to separate those gut feelings from suspicion. The bottom line is this: if the question is trust-based, it boils down to instinct. Don't trust the rules, trust yourself. And trust your significant other. If you can't, that's your answer. 4. She's putting you down and making you feel bad. If you're feeling crap around her because she's lowering your self-esteem with subtle, backhanded statements, then it's a clear sign that the relationship probably isn't benefiting you. It's never fun to be on the receiving end of an insulting comment. You might tell yourself to ignore the comment, but part of it may inevitably stick, and you worry that something is actually wrong with you. This is a common occurrence in a relationship with a narcissist. They love the feeling of control, and putting you down makes it easier for them to control you. When you have low self-esteem, you become more vulnerable. If they're also mixing these backhanded compliments with love bombs, actions of affection designed to make you love them, then it's probably an emotional roller coaster that you don't want to put yourself through anymore. The relationship love doctor, Roberta Shaler, describes these people as hijackers because they hijack relationships for their own purposes, while relentlessly scavenging them for power, status, and control. Here are some questions you can ask yourself to figure out if your partner is a hijack. 1. Are you always wrong, even if what you're saying is factual? 2. Are you always trying to please them, but it never seems to be enough? 3. Does your partner always justify their behavior, even if it is clearly wrong or outrageous? 4. Is your partner always taking advantage of you? If you can answer yes to these questions, then it might be time to leave them for your own emotional health. A toxic partner sucks the life out of you little by little, maybe with hurtful comments, slight nudges, and comments that take away your confidence, just small enough that you can never complain about them. 5. Your closest friends and family support a breakup. Is the relationship really over? When you can't determine how to know when to break up, one of the fastest ways to find the answer is by getting an objective set of eyes on your relationship from the people closest to you, specifically by turning to your family and close friends for advice. It's important to note that you should not break up with your girlfriend solely because of this sign. Your friends and family may not share your values or have any relevant experience that would allow them to help you make the right decision. Just because your alcoholic Uncle Larry, who's been divorced 3 times, thinks you should break up with your girlfriend does not mean he's right. However, if you have family members who have been happily married for decades or friends in good relationships, it's worth checking in and being open to what they have to share. Your friends and family are not as attached to your relationship as you are. Usually, their biggest concern is for your happiness, regardless of what relationship facilitates that happiness. And if you notice that time and time again the people closest to you, and more importantly, the people you admire, are telling you that it's time to end things or that you could do better, you can take it as a strong sign it's time to end your current partnership and seriously analyze why you're still with her. 6. You don't prioritize each other. It's important to have our own lives, but when it comes to relationships, your partner does have to take priority in some aspects of your life. But if you find that only one of you is putting in most of the effort in the relationship, emotionally and practically, then you might find that it's a one-sided relationship. A one-sided relationship is a type of romantic relationship in which the power is imbalanced and one person is putting in a lot more in terms of resources, time, money, emotional investment, than the other and getting little to nothing in return. If they're struggling to fit you in for anything, and the only way you can see them is if you fit around their schedule, then you might be in a one-sided relationship. This is especially the case if you have to work around their schedule to actually see them. The key factor in building successful relationships is the willingness to forego self-interest, and desired activities for the good of a partner or relationship is an important aspect of maintaining relationships. We want some balance in sacrifice. People don't like to over-benefit in a relationship, either. If you conclude that you are indeed in a one-sided relationship, then don't throw in the towel just yet. It's important to talk about these issues with your girlfriend. But if you're certain that things won't change, then it might be time to break up with your girlfriend.